Hello, Cancer. Here's your reading for the week of February 26th through about March 4th. These are general. Take what works, and what doesn't work just doesn't work. But if you stumble upon this reading at a later date, there may be something in it for you. But let's see what the cards have to say. In your recent past, you have the Six of Swords. In your current energies, you have the Four of Pentacles. In your near future, you have the Nine of Cups. And your challenge for the week is the Lovers in reverse. And what is recommended for you is the Four of Wands. Now, the Six of Swords indicates in your recent past that you are moving away from something, or you have moved away from something. There was a decision on your end where you just needed to move from a turbulent situation to now calmer shores. Sometimes this is a little bit of a somber card. It can represent not really wanting to leave something behind, but you know you need to leave something behind. And sometimes there's a little bit of regret attached to this card as well. It could be something that you anticipated or you thought would have turned out much differently, and unfortunately it just never really transpired that way. It's something that you feel like you need to let go of now because it's not good for you anymore, or it's just time to let something go. So you're just actively moving on. And sometimes that's hard. It's not an easy card, but sometimes it's for our better good. Now, what's coming in for you is the Four of Pentacles. Now this feels very stuck. It's very stuck energy. Not always a bad card, though. This could be that you're more aware of your finances currently, or you're just more aware of your resources. But it also could have that feeling of being worried that you need to hold on to things that you have now because you're fearing you're not going to have them in the future, or you won't have enough in the future. So depending on the situation, you just could be kind of holding on to something because you're afraid of losing something else. And this really could be really stemming from this having to move on with the Six of Swords. Now you're like, okay, well, I have this, I have to keep this, and I'm scared. It also could be like scared to kind of move out of a comfort zone. I see this one as well. Sometimes you're just like kind of stuck and you're like, okay, I'm going to stay here because if I do something else, it might ruin this whole situation. So it just is a little bit of like that stress energy a little bit, but a little bit of a concern of the future as well. But what's coming in for you is the Nine of Cups, and this is a fantastic card. This guy, he's very content. He's very happy, but he's sitting on a wood bench in the traditional card, and it represents like, he's happy, he's enjoying himself, but it's always momentarily. Like he's enjoying the moment. He's really enjoying the moment. He's very satisfied with everything he has, but it's always a reminder that eventually he's going to have to get up off that bench and do something else. But I think that's really, really positive because I think this is a little bit heavy here. So I think what's coming in for you is really good. So, but your challenge for the week with the Lovers in reverse represents, there's not harmony in your partnerships or relationships. Something is just, things are not connecting correctly. Like there's discontent. There's not a harmony going on. Maybe you're having problems with friends, family, loved ones, whatever it is, boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever friends, whatever ships, anything. But there's some problems. Things are not really gelling or merging correctly. And that's what you're going to have to overcome this week. Now, the Four of Wands is recommended for you. And this indicates kind of celebrating milestones. These people are celebrating. They know that they have more they have to do to achieve their goals, but they're taking a minute to really celebrate what they have achieved currently. So I think you've achieved something with this moving on from something prior, and you've gotten to a level of you're okay, kind of, it's not bad currently, but you're worried about moving forward. But I think you need to celebrate this. I think you don't want to get so stuck where you're not seeing that, like, the progression of things. And you need to celebrate what you have achieved and what you're capable of doing. Sometimes when we realize that, it makes us realize, like, okay, like, I've overcome these obstacles. I know I'm going to have more obstacles coming my way, but I can do it. So because the Nine of Cups coming in for you is a great card. This is a great card of contentment, being satisfied. So let's see what other cards we get for you guys. Okay, Squirrel Spirit, believe in yourself. And I think this is fantastic. I think this is really, really good. And I think you have some things that you can celebrate and you should recognize as milestones or situations that you've overcome. And because I think with the Six of Swords, you've moved on from something. And I don't think it was easy, but I think you need to celebrate even doing that. So, and I think you just need to continue to believe in yourself. Like if you're having this Four of Pentacles moment where you're just a little bit nervous about the future, you're a little feeling that you don't know how it's going to go, or will you even be able to achieve what you want, or will things work out okay? I think you just need to believe in yourself. I think you're a lot tougher than what you give yourself credit, especially if you're feeling there's a little bit of a disharmony with a relationship. Now, for some of you, this could mean that you might be realizing that you have to either, I don't want to say cut somebody loose, but there might be something where you realize that it's not really working for you anymore, and you might need to start figuring out the next step. But for others, I think you need to not let this disharmony with others really affect you. Sometimes it's easier said than done, but I think you need to just believe in yourself that you can even stand on your own if you need to. Okay, then you have Pyrite, let the money flow in. And for some of you, this could be a new financial opportunity or a different job or something. And you just need to kind of be in that energy and just like be receptive to good things coming in for you. Because this could be money, but I could also see this as just even other positive blessings for you. So I think you just need to be open for the good stuff. Girl talk, time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. And some of you might be deciding to be single, or this could represent moving on from a relationship or something. But this could also indicate that you need to have some fun time. Because these two cards are very, very heavy. And even with this the Lovers in reverse, it's, it's heavy energy. Things are not kind of going well. You're a little bit stuck or feeling a certain kind of way. So sometimes when you go hang out with your friends, have a little fun, it definitely is good in shifting your energy and your perspective a little bit. And living in the moment, I think this is saying you just need to stay present, because he is worried about the future and he might be regretting certain things in the past. So, but he needs to be in the moment, So I think you just need to kind of, and this card to me, the Six of Swords, is, to me, it's kind of like regrets of the past as well, and moving into an uncertain future. So I think you just need to be right here, right now, and take it like moment by moment. And this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek, and this could represent love. This could represent something like that for you, or it could just represent a situation. And I think whatever you're moving from and you're moving towards could potentially be much better, because with the Nine of Cups, this is a great card, and it's recommended that you celebrate. So you definitely have something that you've achieved or you've done or you moved away from worth celebrating, and I think you're on more of the right path. And let's see what quote we get for you for this week. Even the darkest nights will end and the sun will rise. And this is just saying, if you're going through it, and I feel like some of you might be going through it a little bit, eventually the dark shall become light and better days are ahead. So I feel like you just need to, and better days are ahead because you have the Nine of Cups here in your near future. So you just need to kind of stick with it and just keep reminding yourself that, sometimes we have good times, sometimes we have bad times. And if you're kind of going through a rough time right now, it will pass. It will shift out of that. And your affirmation card for this week is, today I am brave. Today I will step up to every challenge with courage. And I think that's super positive. And let's see what Bob Ross has to say for you. Trees cover up multitudes of sins. So I love it, because I think he used to paint, if he screwed something up, he would just put a happy little tree over his mess up. So I think this is saying that Bob Ross loved to paint. That was like his thing. So I think the way you're going to move forward in the future might, I don't want to say cover up for anything that didn't work out in the past, but it's just saying that sometimes things don't work out. Sometimes you have to move forward from something, but you have the option to change your future. Like, so he had the option to paint a tree over a screw up that he did on his painting. And now you have the option to move forward in a better direction and change something for the better going forward. So I think that's fantastic. And let's see what Spirit of the Dish shall be with you this week. You have the King of Mains, which is the spirit of the steak. And for your dinner and a movie, we have seafood and thriller movies. Oh, I just moved that. Okay, I moved it back. You have 2 Virgos. And to me, this is a sign that's very organized and detail orientated. So there might be something that you can either be aware of that you might need to organize more, or just be aware of some of the finer details. Because sometimes when we really look closer at situations, they're not always that bad. Like, we might be like making a mountain out of a molehill, but as soon as you start looking at the real fine details, the nitty gritty of stuff, you're like, oh, well, you know what? That's not actually that bad. So there might be something that you can do that if you are having a moment where you're feeling stuck and a little bit worried, you might be able to look at something a little closer and see, what's going on. And if it's really something that you have to be worried about or stressed over, or it might not even be that bad. Or sometimes when we just reorganize ourselves a little bit as well, it helps us like feel more productive too, or a little bit mentally better. But you take that how it is. And you also have Mars, and this is all about kind of that action, energy, initiative, that kind of fiery spark. And you have Saturn here, which is about restrictions, responsibilities, and life lessons. And I think some of you had gone from some restrictions, responsibilities, and life lessons. But I think this is saying with the Mars here, it's like time to kind of move forward, like don't get stuck. And with the 10th house, you have social status, career, and aspirations. And then the 11th house represents originality, humanitarianism, connections, and creative ideas. And you have this skull here is number 6. So that's an even number. So today, your special guest that shall answer your question will be Mr. Predicto. He'll be out shortly. You have P, D, D, Y, U, V, H, 2 and 8. And you have courage. And I think you just need to remind yourself that you have the courage to move away from something. You have the courage to kind of step into your new life, and you have courage within you to do all that. Okay, let's see what charming we get for you. And you have the little bunny with the clothes on. So to me, this bunny represents he's like a professional bunny. He just looks like he knows, he has some knowledge to share with everybody. So I think this is saying, you know what? You know what I'm thinking? I wonder if this is saying fake it till you make it. Like this bunny, he put on this little jacket because he wants to look professional. He might not be the most professional bunny that's ever lived, but he's going to pretend. He's going to step into that energy and pretend like he's this professional bunny. Like he might be a lawyer or something. So he's just going to kind of step into that energy, put those clothes on, just be in the energy or do the things or act the part in a way. I'm not saying don't be yourself. You have to always be yourself. But he's going to see himself as something that maybe he isn't currently, but because he has that in his mind, it's going to help him develop into that. So I think some of you might need to fake something till you make it in a sense, or step into kind of this better mindset or be more confident in yourself. And however you need to do that, you need to do that. Like this bunny wanted to gain confidence, so he put a little jacket on. So some of you might need to, some of you it could be easy as, getting a new pair of pants or something, Okay, let's see. Now it is time for our special guest. Let's bring him out. Okay. Cancer, think of your question, and here we go. Oh, Mr. Predicto, the most accurate fortune teller that's ever run off of batteries, what is the answer to Cancer's question?
Ask later when the time is right.
Oh, he said, ask later when the time is right. So I think he's saying that there's still things up in the air. You probably have to take more action, or things have to transpire a little bit or develop before he can really give you a solid answer on that, Cancer. So at the end of the day, Mr. Predicto is a man of many words, and those were the words he chose to speak here today. So I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.